Welcome back to the Recovery Channel. Today's again is on opiates and what happens when you go off them. So as I said in my recent video, I went to a new GP because I was being overprescribed and I wasn't happy with it within myself. I wasn't happy with the dose that I was on. I wasn't happy on the drug, oxycodone. I hated being on opiates. I hated it. And so I saw a new doctor and said I have a problem, and he tapered me down over a period of 2 years. Now you think that's the end of it. You think, oh, you've tapered down. No. With opiates, they're in your system, mate. Don't worry about that. You've got 2 weeks of absolute hell to look forward to. If you're on the dosage that I was on, again, my last tablet was down to a 5 milligram tablet. I was breaking them in half. I'd have a half in the morning and half at night. I could have gone on a drug called Sublocade, which helps with withdrawals from opiates like fentanyl and helps with... Sublocade's a brilliant drug. I think there should be a Sublocade clinic on every corner in America where there's a fentanyl problem. There should be a Sublocade clinic with a nurse practitioner or a doctor. There should be one on every single corner, and that will stop the fentanyl problem, I'm telling you. Sublocade's a brilliant drug. It's a needle in the tummy. It really hurts. I had it a few times years ago, but in the end, I was just so mind strong and so happy to get off opiates that I did it all by myself. So the 2 weeks of hell. So when I took my last half a tablet at night, the next morning, I didn't have an appetite. Like I lost, over the period of the tapering off period, I lost nearly 20 kilos, and all my family's saying, oh, you're so thin now, and you know, I used to be a bit chubbier when I was on heroin or oxycodone, whatever you want to call it. It's just heroin to me. So I lost a lot of weight. The 2 weeks was agony, because I was basically constipated for 6-7 years on oxycodone. I had nothing but stomach cramps, diarrhea, I couldn't piss, my stomach was killing me. Every muscle, every bone in my body, it felt like electric shocks on aching bones coming off oxycodone. Paracetamol is going to be your best friend. If you're coming off opiates, have paracetamol. Have it regularly. That's going to be your best friend. It's going to take away the temperature, the bone chilling, the muscle chilling. My GP also gave me a small amount of diazepam to help ease, which really helped. I used that sparingly over the 2 weeks. I think I had 1 tablet in the morning, 1 at night, and that helped, but paracetamol helped more than anything else. It's a really strong drug and it's really underrated. It should be used more. Don't go straight to oxycodone. Use the over-the-counter stuff first. Just don't use oxycodone if you don't have to. Don't touch drugs, period. They almost ruined my life. I saved it in the nick of time by going to a new GP, but it's caused irrevocable damage to my life, the fact that I was on oxycodone. And the 2 weeks following was just a combination of migraine, diarrhea, stomach cramps, and every bone in my body ached like I had electric shocks on aching bones. So that's what paracetamol is going to help with if you're coming off oxycodone or fentanyl or an opiate. As I said in the previous video, I don't care what you call it. Tapentadol, Panadol, codeine, endone, oxycodone, oxycontin. I can go on forever. They are all heroin. Do not kid yourself. It's just heroin. That's why you feel so good on them. That's why you feel so happy and content on painkillers. But getting off them is another story, and I hope I've explained. Yeah, the 2 weeks after taking my last half a tablet at night was I bunkered down at a friend's house and just had to stay there. Oh, thanks. Yeah, I bunkered down at a friend's house and she put me in the shower. She gave me a hot shower or a cold shower, depending on my temperature. She gave me paracetamol and the diazepam whenever I needed it. She really helped me get through that 2 weeks. It was absolute agony. I didn't sleep for 2 weeks. It was just horrible. Don't touch drugs if you don't have to. Do not take oxycodone if you don't have to. Do not touch fentanyl ever, period. Do not touch it. If you think there is fentanyl in that, stay away, run away. If I had my way, if I was president of the United States, I'd put a Sublocade clinic on every corner of every block that had a fentanyl or opiate problem. I would put a Sublocade clinic on every corner because that stuff really works. So a little bit about Sublocade. It's an injection into your stomach. It hurts a bit like a bee sting, like it hurts a bit. But what it does is it puts a condom over your opiate receptors, so you won't feel any opiates, neuron opiates, not the ones that you're taking. So if you take Sublocade, if you have Sublocade and then continue taking oxycodone, you'll just be violently ill. So I don't recommend that. Sublocade really works, but I was mind strong enough to not need it. I don't do things the easy way. If you haven't figured that out yet, I do everything the hard way because it makes me stronger and it makes me a better father, a better YouTuber, a better counsellor, a better writer, a better author, a better everything. I don't do things the easy way. So I didn't come off, I tapered off oxycodone over a period of 2 years, but still the 2 weeks following was absolute hell. And I would not wish it on my worst enemies. So do not touch it if you don't need it. Absolutely need it. Do not touch it. If someone mentions fentanyl, run away. Do not touch it. Do not touch it. I can't emphasize that enough. Do not touch it. If you do not need major pain relief, do not take major painkillers with opiates in them. Do not do it. You feel better than you should feel on opiates. So when you're on opiates, you feel really good. You feel, oh, I'm so content, and my partner loves me, my kids love me, and oh, everything's going so well. But it's all fake. It's just opiates, really. It's all complete rubbish. I just can't emphasize it enough, guys. Do not take painkillers if you don't have to. They've caused irrevocable damage. My children were taken away from me because the Australian government found out that this GP was over-prescribing me, and it was an absolute nightmare, to be honest. Do not touch them. Do not touch painkillers. Do not touch fentanyl. Don't touch drugs, kids. Don't touch them. The drugs don't work. They only make you worse. Honestly, the drugs don't work. So if you just have come off fentanyl or opiates, the next 2 weeks are going to be hard. Go to a family friend's house. Remove yourself from the situation you were in where you were taking them. Say you were hanging around with a certain group of people that were offering you oxycodone or cocaine or fentanyl, heroin. I don't care what you call it. It's all fucking drugs to me. Don't touch it, guys. Just don't touch it. It doesn't work. It just puts a fake blanket over everything. It doesn't work at all. Opiates are for short-term pain relief, period. That is the end of the story, short-term pain relief. Opiates are not used for migraine control, which I was using it for migraine control. The reason they're not used as a migraine control is because of the word, a medical term, contraindication, which means basically that they contraindicate what they're trying to do, or they contraindicate other drugs that you're taking. Opiates cause what's called a rebound headache, which means that your headache will go away for 12 hours or 14 hours, but you'll get a worse one. And then you'll need twice as many tablets. And that's why I built up such a tolerance. And the GP that I saw was a little bit crooked, I'll be honest. He was just too old and he was still practicing. And he said, I learnt medicine in the 40s and oxycodone was the best drug at the time. And he said, I still think it is. So I removed myself from that situation. And I saw a new doctor and I haven't been back since. I've only ever seen one doctor since, and I only ever will. So just, if it's got heroin, fentanyl, codeine, I don't care. It's just drugs, guys. It's just heroin. It all comes from the poppy flower. It's heroin. Don't touch it.